Hey,
Hey,
y'all. Welcome
Welcome
back
back.
to another episode of the I
I
Just
Just
Think
Think
That
That podcast.
podcast.
Yay, episode 3. I'm
3.
Wangoey,
And I'm Charlene.
and let's just get right into it.
Yes.
Vibe
Vibe
check. Vibe check.
check.
Okay, how are we?
How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm like very,
Like in the middle.
very neutral, not
yeah.
sad. I
Mhm.
guess I'm like not the happiest,
That's,
but
I feel
I'll
like
take it. You know what?
sometimes that's okay.
You gotta embrace the mundane sometimes.
Yes, yes. I feel like sometimes like going like through really high highs and really low lows, it's like
Yeah.
it's exhausting.
It's
Sometimes you
like,
do need the
the
middle.
SpongeBob meme.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not every day high high. It's not every day low
Mhm.
low. Sometimes it's okay to just be.
In the middle. Just be okay. Yeah, it's
And
okay
there's
to be
nothing wrong with
okay.
that.
Yes.
Because you never know what happens.
Yes. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Okay.
good. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm a little bit better than just like in the middle. I have vacay coming soon, so I'm just really excited about that. But then
Ooh,
I
where
feel
you
like
going?
I'm going to an undisclosed location. Yeah, but
I don't know
I
why I winked.
have but I'm really excited about vacay, but I feel like I hate the tension of whenever you're right about to go to vacation, like I feel like work just feels like it takes so much longer. Like doing tasks at work, it feels like,
Mm,
oh my gosh, I'm almost there. It's like summer break and finals. Like it's like I'm almost close. I'm
yeah.
almost
Or like the
there.
last day of school or something. It's
Yes.
like, oh, gotta push through.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I feel like for work, I just finished like a really big project and I'm about to go into another one. But I feel like it's like I'm just ready for a break. Ready for a break. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the beach. I'm excited.
Period.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know how y'all are doing. But we are going to dive into our topic.
Yes.
And
It's a good one.
yeah, it's a juicy, very juicy. We're going to talk about church
Mm-hmm.
and just churches.
We're gonna talk about church. I guess not. I guess the religion aspect, or maybe we will. I don't
I
know.
don't know. We'll see where this conversation takes
Yeah,
us.
we really don't
'Cause
have much
yeah.
of a rough draft or any type of like guidelines or nothing. I don't know. We're just gonna talk and like see what
And see
happens.
where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess the first question, I guess to like kick this off is how would you describe your relationship with the church right now?
I'm not gonna lie. I would say I really don't have one right now.
Hmm.
I was like raised. I guess like for context, I was raised in the church, so I was at the church like every week, every Sunday, multiple times a week, if that. Which I think my relationship, I'm not gonna lie, is like very like normal for
Hmm.
like a 20-something-year-old person.
Hmm.
I know a lot, like, I don't know, like a lot of people were raised in the church, were at church multiple times a week, every Sunday for sure. We're very active. But then once you hit that 17, 18 range, when you don't have to go, like your parents aren't making you go to church anymore, like it becomes a choice for you, then I'm just like, oh, okay, cool off of y'all. It's been fine. Actually, I mean, it's been okay.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I just never once I stopped,
Hmm.
I would go like here and there.
Yeah.
If like I went like a few times in college. And then I like went a few times last year, but the last time I went was like Christmas, which I know is like pretty cliche, but like
Yeah.
yeah, and we're in like March or something. So yeah. What about you?
I have the same or similar context, obviously because we grew up together, but grew up at the church. And then I've always loved the church. I've always loved Jesus. Um, and I currently work at a church now. So it's like, yeah, I'm at church Sunday to Sunday. Well, not really Sunday to Sunday. I have like a healthy rhythm of church. But yeah, I go to church. I'm a church girl. Yeah, I'm a church girl.
Can't say the same about
Yes.
myself, but
Yes.
yeah, that's
Yes.
good.
Okay, I have a question. Okay, that kind of like goes with I guess my context too. So, for me, I grew up at the church and I don't think that I had a very strong relationship with Christ. if
Mhm.
I'm being real with you. I feel like growing up in church was really like a social spot. Like
Yeah.
it was really just like socializing. Like this is where my friends are. And
Yeah.
for our parents, I feel like that's what church was too, was like this is our
Yeah.
community. So like this is where we go every Sunday.
Mhm.
And it was cool to see them because like I have a praying mom. One thing about me, I have a praying mom, I have a praying
Mhm.
grandmother. Like they're gonna pray. But and it was like cool to witness that, but I had never really felt like drawn into that. What I was drawn to was like hang out with my friends and we did little dances
Mhm,
and
had our little outfits and everything. Yeah, church is
yes.
very much like a social thing. Like you went to hang out with your friends and to kiki, a
Yeah.
good look. That was like I think it also just tied into like we weren't allowed to do anything else
Right.
besides that when we were growing up. So
Yeah.
it was like, all right, we're gonna have fun here. And I
Mhm.
think we went through like those like certain just like the preteen teen things you
Yeah.
go through as a teen in a church setting too.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
was, like, really interesting looking back.
I don't know, like, that was, like I'm not gonna lie to you, some of those things I'm still in therapy for because, like
Yeah, some people are.
yes, because, like, I feel like that's whenever you get to, like, the toxic traits about growing up in the church and the community of, like, how, like especially in those teenage years, it was just weird.
Mhm.
Just, like, weird behavior from people around us, like, it was just I feel like that's a whole 'nother episode on its own.
Yeah, child, we don't got time
Yeah,
for that.
that might even be, like, a Patreon thing, like, you gotta pay for that episode.
To know the real
To
scoop.
know the real scoop. Yes, but I feel like for me growing up in that context, I feel like there was a time in life whenever I realized like this isn't right and I don't like doing this and I don't have to be there. So then I just stopped. Like I stopped going to the church that I was a part of. And at the time, like my mom, like she was kind of like fine with it. At that time, it's like I'm driving, I'm kind of like doing my own thing. So she didn't really like see anything wrong with it. But then I found another church and I was going there for a while. But that was like honestly right whenever I was about to like go into college. And then when I went to college, I was a part of a church that time and it was good. And I feel like that's where I kind of like learned along with like college and stuff. That's kind of like where I learned that being a part of a church isn't just like you just see the preacher on a Sunday. Like that's where I kind of learned like and someone invested into me like, oh, the church is more than just like people preaching on a Sunday or like doing youth and kids. It's like you can do graphics, you can do photography, you can do video, you could do this. And then like someone actually like sat and invested in me and was just like, you can still like your talents can be used for the kingdom of God. It's not just what you see or what you have seen growing up as a kid. And I feel like that was the thing that like leaped me into like where I am now. But I could even say that that had its own tiffs about that as well. And
The other
then
one?
yes, yes. And then I had to deconstruct my whole religion. I literally because I'd never separated the people who went to the church with my relationship with Christ. Because when you work in a church, it gets blurry. Like the people that you go to church with are the people that you work with, are the people who like you see, and like that's your image and your example of Jesus. And that was so wrong. Um, and I had to like kind of work through that and kind of like break some barriers down between like what is religion and what is having a relationship with Christ. But would you say that like for you those two things are different? Like do you equate like God and Jesus with the church?
Um, yes and no. Okay. I'll explain why. Obviously. But yes and no, because I know people say like you shouldn't like a church is like organized religion or just like whatever.
Mhm.
And like your relation versus your relationship with God, relationship with Christ is like a one-on-one thing and like
Yeah.
the church shouldn't affect it. But like it's just like but it should though.
Yeah.
Like the church you preach like, "Oh, come one, come all, Jesus, we don't judge," this, that, and the third. But like you're the like the HQ of God and like of Jesus and like people having that relationship. So I don't separate it. I know people say you should, but I don't think you should because I don't know, it's like we're going to a hospital and like hearing about doctors and nurses doing these horrible, horrible things, but they're just like, that's not the hospital. That's just them. But it's just like people saying, like, oh, all these horrible people are at this church or this pastor, or all these things, and this church is
Mhm,
corrupt. And it's like, okay, you can separate that, but like it's still but it's still you really can't. Like they're
mhm,
so intertwined. And I feel like when you try to separate it, you're trying to like I guess, like, put to the side the bad things when you should if anything, you need to recognize it and work through that and just, like, recognize the bad things that
yeah,
happen in the church and just,
mhm,
like, maybe why people don't wanna go to church or why people don't feel comfortable coming to church too.
mhm,
So I would say I don't, but I know people say you should, but I don't agree
mhm.
with that. I feel like if you're gonna go to church, it
Yeah.
should be like a hospital. You should go there to feel you should leave feeling better than when you came
Oh,
in if you're gonna go to the
100%.
go to
Yeah.
church. That's how
Mhm.
I feel, but I don't think you should separate the two. I know people
Yeah.
say you should, but and obviously your relationship with God is like it's a one-on-one thing, but like
Mhm.
I don't agree with that
Yeah.
because it should all be one, like, we should all
Mhm.
be preaching the same song at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think, like, it's so hard because it's, like, it is both. Because like, the church is Christ's bride.
Exact
Like,
it's that
that is, like,
'cause, like, what are you
the
gonna
the
do?
yeah, like, it's
I
just,
mean,
like,
obviously, you can stay home and, like, read your Bible and stuff.
I don't think
You know,
so.
people are just like, "Oh, I just, like, read my Bible," or why don't
I
you think so?
I feel like I feel like in the Christian religion per se, I feel like part of it is community. Like I feel like you don't get the totality of like the goodness of Christ without the church. Because again, the
Mm.
church is is Christ's bride. Like cuz a lot of people are like I don't like to go to church, but like that doesn't mean like I'm any less
Yeah,
Christian
that
than
doesn't, like,
you.
affect my relationship with
Yeah,
God
with
or
God or whatever. People are just like, I could just like read my Bible at home. I could just pray by myself. I could do this. And I'm just like, sure, you can. And you and Christ will have a really good relationship, but you're missing out on this whole other side of your relationship with Christ because like you're of like whatever the hurt might be with the church. And I was like, I feel like you were saying like church and people should be intertwined. Like
And
it
they are,
should,
but people
yeah,
try to, like, separate the
separate
2
them. Yeah.
when no, y'all need to be diving into those issues.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you think that, like, a lot of people do that? Kinda like you kinda talked about a little bit of, like, the corruption that happens within the church.
That's a heavy word, but it's true though.
Because I mean, that's what it is. It is
Mhm.
corruption. At the end of the day, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that people separate them because of the corruption, or do you think that is church hurt that they personally felt, or why do you think that people don't go to church?
I think, like, myself that like I said, I think there's a lot of people I've come across, like, a bunch of people in my 20s that are like people there were a lot of people, yeah, they were raised in the church, went
Mhm.
to church every Sunday or multiple times a week, and then when they got to an age where you can choose and, like,
Yeah.
decide for yourself, "Am I gonna go to church?" No, because a lot of the problems are the same, like, people are so judgmental, which
Yeah.
again is everything that the reason
Mhm.
why people don't go is just so counter to what is
It's
about
supposed to be,
yeah,
yeah.
so, like, why would I want to go somewhere where I'm judged, where I'm ridiculed, where I'm
Mhm,
yeah, you're just judged so heavily, and then the judgment is, like, picking and choosing. There's, like, sexual abuse going on. There's
mhm,
just so many bad things going on in the church, and people just brush all that stuff under the rug, so I think there's a multitude of reasons, but
mhm.
I really do think it just stems from all the bad things, and it's just, like, if this religion in this place is supposed to
Yeah.
be so good and pure and holy and I'm supposed to feel better and
Mhm,
I go and I feel worse
mhm.
after, why would I
Why would
do
you go
that? And
back? Yeah.
it's just like, yes, you can say, oh, not all churches, but this is a common thing. This is a common
Yeah.
factor. Like it's happened for years in multiple
Mhm.
churches all over the world, even.
Yeah.
It's not just one particular church in one particular city happening, one instance. It's
Mhm.
like, no, it's obviously it's happening. People
Yeah.
all have like
Mhm,
different stories and different perspectives. So I think
mhm.
it's like a multitude of reasons. Like, but the main thing is, it's like if I'm supposed to go to this place and feel so good after and
Yeah.
feel that, like, oh my gosh, this is so good, like the way people
Yeah.
feel and I
Mhm.
don't feel that way, why if it's not by force, so, like, why would you
Yes.
go? You
Yes.
know? And I
Mhm.
don't know, I think people just, like, they're I don't know, for me too, I think the church also doesn't like when you ask questions either, and I know, like, they say
Mm.
you're not supposed to question God, but I feel like if you're gonna put your
Wait, hold
heart and
on.
soul into Huh?
I'm gonna interrupt you.
Oh,
I believe that you should,
I do too,
and
but
I feel like he calls us to.
I feel like if you're gonna put your heart and soul and mind and body and spirit and everything into something, you should be able to challenge it. You should be
Yeah.
able to answer questions. I also
Mhm.
think another problem that I do have, and I think another reason why people do stray away from the church too, is that like Christians take offense to like when you don't go to church, or like if someone is like opposing your religion, or
Mhm.
if like someone just like has an opposing view, or just like has a counter to the church of like, or
Yeah.
questions it, or is like, why is this happening? And they're just like, oh, no, 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 no. But just going into
Yeah.
like, no, you should be able to like
Mhm.
have these conversations if you do want to uphold like
Yeah.
all these great things that the church has. Like, you need to get down to the nitty gritty. You need to ask
Mhm.
these harsh questions. And I'm sorry, like, everyone's relationship with God is everyone's relationship with God. And
Mhm.
I think like, I don't know, sometimes Christians be acting like they get, like, bonus referrals or something if they, like, cause like, if someone says, like I don't know, I've been in, like, just certain settings or just certain conversations where people are just like, "I don't go to church," or, "I just don't feel that way," or, "I don't
Mhm.
consider myself a Christian," or, "I, like, don't believe in God," or just, like,
Yeah.
these, and people just, like, foam at the mouth when they hear these things, as Christians especially,
Mhm.
and it's like, but you're not getting a referral bonus, and I know you wanna,
Yeah.
like, bring people into this, like, love and light of a religion, but it's just
Mhm.
like, I don't know, everyone is different and everyone is their own person, and I
Yeah.
think, like, that also does stem, like,
Mhm.
from why people stray away from the church, because I'm sorry,
Mhm.
like, like, if someone is Muslim and
Mhm.
they're talking about, like, "Oh, I'm not Muslim," or, "I don't believe in Allah," or whatever,
Mhm.
Muslims aren't gonna be like, "Oh, you need to read the Bible, and you need to do this, and you need to do this,"
Yeah.
but, like, a Christian, they hear that, they're like, "Why? Why would you think that? Well, that's a horrible thing, all these, like, horrible things, and if anything, they're, like, condemning them, or they're gonna,
Yeah.
like, talk smack about them, or they're gonna
Mhm.
judge them, but it's just like,
Yeah.
I I get it, but it's just like, you don't need to do that,
Yeah.
especially if you're, again, this love and light and pure and
Mhm.
kind-hearted religion. You don't need
Yeah.
to be condemning these people, like, judging them and
Yeah.
talking down to them. That's what they'll talk down to
Mhm.
them, and it's like, that's their life.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
if you're getting into heaven, you're gonna get into heaven. What,
Yeah.
like, everyone is different, so I
Mhm.
think that's a thing too.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel so sad.
About what?
I just feel so sad about every person who's ever been like judged or condemned within the church.
Pick it up with them
Because
people.
no, literally, I just like I hate it because I know that that was a place that I was in when I was like condemned by the church, and I hate it for everyone else because then like the church just has such it has such bad PR, and it's honestly because a lot of people have done literally like this is a strong word, but like corrupted the church. Like
Yeah.
people have corrupted the church, and it's been given like such a bad rep because I don't like no, like no one should ever walk into the church and feel judged. Like everyone should walk into the church and imagine it to be that light, fun, kind place that you can be your full, authentic, like just true self. And it's so sad. And I even like the referral bonus too. Like I hate it because like it's not really like a referral bonus, it's more so just like some people have people have experienced so much goodness, and even me myself, of like what Jesus has done in their life. And I'm gonna say this with like context that none of this like has happened until I had gotten into like a good place with the church, I will say. Like I feel like had I if you would have asked me this like 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't have these same answers, but I feel like I want everyone to experience a church in the way that it should be, in, like, the kind-hearted place. Like, you shouldn't walk into church and feel judged, and honestly, this is a place where you could be able to, like, lean on someone and just cast, like, your burdens, like, be able to just sit there and be like, "Hey, so this is what's going on in my life, and this is, like, how I've been," like, and no one should judge you. The right thing to do is to sit and talk about it with someone, 0 judgment-free zone. Like, you should be able to walk into the church and say, "This is what I'm going through in my life," and someone should be able to sit with you and be able to be like, "That's really hard. Let me help you."
Yeah.
Like,
I
that's how it
yeah.
should be, and
That
I
is how it
hate
should be,
that it's
but it
not that way.
unfortunately, it's not.
Unfortunately, it's not, like, and it's not like that in so many places, and I hate that, and it's so sad because I want that to be, and, like, I want people to experience the goodness of Christ and the goodness of being in a community and being in a church, which is being able to exactly do that. So it's like
Mhm.
I that's why I was like, I want, like, heaven to be full. I want more people to know Christ. I want more people to know the good parts of the church. And because I hate everyone who's felt the bad parts and the ugly parts of it. And I hate all the bad churches who are out there who
There's a
are just
lot.
corrupting and just being terrible or just doing it because they wanted a different career and they didn't make it so they decided to be a pastor of a church and
Yeah.
just con people of this, like, feeling and then or
I wouldn't
go
even
through some
oh,
system. Like,
yeah.
I, like, have so many tips about, like, some, like, the mega church system of, like, if you do this, you do this, you do that, and it's like, no, you don't have to do anything. You just the same way that you are God accepts you as who you are completely because He made you, is the
Mhm.
same way that a church should accept every single person who walks through those doors.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
church I heard this analogy, and someone was like, "A church should feel like a hospital." Like, no,
Yeah.
hospitals can't reject people. They
Yeah.
can't turn you away. They will literally they have if a murderer walks in, a terrorist walks
Yeah.
in, they have to
Mhm.
help them. And that's
Yeah.
how it should be in the church, but it's not. I will say I'll just go back to like what you said when you feel like you feel like when people walk in, they should be able to cast their burdens and just like
Mhm.
let it rip, let all their problems go, and like someone
Yeah.
shouldn't judge them. I would say
Mhm.
like for me, I I guess like when I stopped going to church and I just like I feel like I just encountered like worse such bad people in the church.
Mhm.
And then when I stopped going, I like met a bunch of people that weren't that didn't go to church as much or just didn't go
Mhm.
at all. And
Yeah.
I felt more safe and secure around them
Ooh,
because
let's talk about it.
I felt
Yeah.
I they're not judging me. They're not gonna, oh,
Yeah.
but you should, oh, but this,
Yeah.
oh, but this. And it's
Yeah.
like, no,
Mhm.
if I felt more loved and like safe and secure. And
Yeah.
I felt what I probably should have felt in
Felt
the
in the
church
church.
from
Mhm.
people who weren't Christians or they didn't go to church every day or whatever their
Yeah.
situation was.
Mhm.
Um from them, and it's like, okay, if I can feel that, then I go into church and I feel you
Like,
feel all the
awful.
shame and
Yeah.
doubt and like all the questions, and it's just like, oh, I don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
But if I can
Mhm.
like spill my guts out to like someone and they're not
Mhm.
gonna judge me. If anything, they're gonna do what you said. They're gonna
Yeah.
help me. They're gonna give me perspective,
Yeah.
no judgments whatsoever. Give me
Mhm.
solutions, perspective, and not
Yeah.
shame and guilt or you should be doing this and like or like
Yeah.
this is how it should be done.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't want that. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yes. Yes.
I don't want that.
Yes.
But I guess like I don't know what you said when you were like you felt good when you or you had to feel the goodness or something
Yeah.
to like
To
feel
be able to stand here and say, like, I feel like people should, like, have a church and a church community because I believe, like, they should feel the same goodness of God that has happened in their lives. Like, everyone should feel that inside the
I know you
church.
were like you didn't start feeling that way until you felt good in the church. Something like that. I don't know.
Mhm.
But
Okay, what do you wanna ask about?
I don't know. I was gonna add on, but I can't remember right of what you
That's
said, so I
okay. Just you could
forgot.
just say what you wanted to add on to it.
Okay, what I was gonna add on, yeah, maybe it'll
Mhm.
like jog your
Yeah,
memory or
yeah,
something. But I was just gonna add on, I feel like it shouldn't get to that point. Like someone shouldn't have to get to the point. Like you said, 5 years ago, if you would have asked yourself this,
Mhm.
your answers would be completely different. But I feel
Yeah.
like someone shouldn't have to like go through all these obstacles, go through all these hurdles and go feel that really, really good part too,
Mhm.
to be able to be so comfortable. I feel like you should just walk in and instantly feel that.
I feel like you definitely should. I think the reason why I had to go through that is
No, but
because
I'm also saying I'm sorry.
no,
No,
that's
I'm
okay.
also saying like that's this thing for a lot of people though. They
Yeah.
had to like go through all these things. And I
And
guess
I
like
don't think
yeah,
anyone should. Like, I don't think anyone should have to go through what I went through. I don't think because I feel like every church should be a good place.
exactly.
And for
Yeah.
me, it was like I had to deconstruct what my idea of church was. Because
Mhm.
I had only known like growing up in a place where like church was viewed as like a social hour
Mhm.
situation, like, and then going from a place where like, okay, this church hurt me and they hurt me really bad. And then now I'm at a place it's just like, okay, I have a good relationship with the church and I have a good relationship with Christ, and a good relationship with like my church community, the whole thing. but it's like I wish that not the other parts, not to say that I wish that other parts didn't happen because they formed me to who I am today, but it's just like it's unfortunate that I did have to go through that.
Mhm.
But people today, like I hope that like they could walk into my church or just a church that like takes them in and feel that on the spot. Like
Yeah.
that, because that's
I
how every
mean,
church
that's
should
how it should be,
feel.
but it's
Yeah.
not. It's like trial and error. It's like
Yeah.
you but again, if it's supposed to be this place
Oh
and
yeah.
across the board, you should again, like going to a
Mhm.
hospital, you should be able to if you
Yeah.
are sick or like if your arm is
Mhm.
broken, you can walk into the ER and
Yeah.
no matter which ER, depending
Mhm.
on how you walk in. But like
Yes.
most hospitals, if
Yes.
you walk in, they'll be able to treat you
Mhm.
regardless of your what
Yeah.
you have going
There's also,
on.
like, bad
That's
hospitals.
the thing. There's
Yeah.
bad hospitals, but also I know we like kind of talked about this. I guess we can like shift gears.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
like hospitals will be reprimanded if bad
Oh,
things
which
happen.
yeah. Mhm.
Doctors will be reprimanded, nurses. If something happens,
Yeah.
hopefully
Mhm.
you'll be reprimanded. Same thing with like a lawyer, any person who has any kind of like I guess serious weight or
Mhm.
any like serious career too.
Yeah.
Not saying any careers are less, but do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, like, there's accountability if they do
yeah, there's
something wrong,
but
like, you'll
in the
get your
church,
license taken away.
no, there isn't. There's no like real boundaries. I mean, I guess you could say like they'll be judged by God and like they'll go to hell or whatever, but like
Yeah.
there's no real like consequences
Yeah.
right now. Like
Yeah.
if it because again, we've heard all these stories of
Yeah.
like terrible things happening in churches, but like
Yeah.
no there's no consequences. Nobody's being held accountable,
Yeah.
nobody's being put in jail, no
Mhm.
churches are being shut down, no
Yeah.
pastors are being there's you don't
Mhm.
even need a license for real. I mean, like, yeah, you can go
Well,
to
yeah,
like
you do.
but like who's fact
Yeah.
checking that? Like if
Mhm.
you want to be a lawyer, you have to take the bar. If you want to be a
Yeah.
doctor, you have to
Mhm.
pass all those
For
exams.
sure,
You
yeah,
if you wanna be,
yeah.
like, an engineer, if you wanna, like,
Yeah.
any serious, like,
Mhm.
that has weight and that also affects so many people,
Yeah.
there's yes, you can go to theology school, but who's really fact checking? There's no, like, board, there's no
Yeah.
bar, there's no medical
Mhm.
board, there's no, like, whatever,
Yeah.
Congress or whoever. There's no one that
Yeah.
can be like, "This pastor at this church, they don't have their
Mhm.
pastor certificate, whatever. And I don't even know what it is because yes, you can go to theology school, but it's not a
Yeah.
necessary requirement to be a pastor, to start a church. And I mean,
Mhm.
like, don't get me wrong, people like they'll probably study up, but
Yeah.
like again, there's no license, there's no
Yeah.
like real
Mhm.
thing. So
Yeah,
yeah, anybody can do it.
for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like the biggest consequence of, like, I guess the church or, like, the public consequence would be, like, your reputation
But
is,
even
like,
then, they're still
the
not being held up. These pastors, they be
I mean, there's
having
a lot of people,
two,
and then,
three
like
mistresses and
yeah,
sexual assaulting these little
which is so
girls,
sad.
and
I mean,
all
like,
of that
honestly
still gets swept under the rug.
yeah, at that point, it's like the law will deal with you. Just as much as
Will it
God will
though?
deal with you, the
Will
law
it
will deal
though?
with you. For some people, yeah, the law deals with them. Well, cheating on your wife is not against the law, but if you're like the Catholic Church has the reputation of like, essaying and the whole thing, and it's just like the law just has to deal with you, and like the law does deal with them. Not every single person ever is gonna get caught, but it's like some point the law will deal with you, and like you can never be a pope or a whatever, like a father, I guess is what they call them. Like you can't do that because they have like a hierarchy. Because at the end of the day, too, like a lot of these churches, like it's like there are independent churches, which then it's just kind of like you're just an independent church. You can pretty much do whatever you want, but then there's also like most churches kind of like have a hierarchy of a group, and at the end of the day, there's someone at the top who will be like, "Your church is shut down."
But I mean, like, I feel like we would hear
And
about that though. Like, you would hear about that more
yeah,
than like that's what I'm saying. Like, I
and
I can
people
count on
stop
like 10
coming.
hands. Like, I can count on like both hands. Like, just
Yeah,
stories that have happened in churches that like the
mhm,
pastors have swept things under the rug or like things are
yeah.
going on within your
Those are just
congregation.
like that's like corruption. Like that is just like corruption
Yeah,
of the
but that's my
church.
thing,
Yeah,
like, there's no real thing to be like, there's no real accountability either, because,
yeah.
like, yes, the law can step in, but, like, you have to report that, but also, are
Mhm.
pastors really gonna report that? Because, again, it would go on their
No.
reputation, but if
It would
anything
have to be like again, it's just like a reputation thing. Like if you try to pastor another church, they'll probably no, you can't
I
do
mean,
that.
depending on the church, you can
Yeah.
find somewhere, because
Yeah.
again, and
Yes.
it goes on all over the
Yeah.
world. You don't
Mhm.
even have to go far. You could probably go to
No.
the next city, not even in the next city, there's churches in so many cities,
There's
like, you could
churches
just
everywhere. You
and
could
also,
go
like,
outside right
they're
now and find a
only
church.
I don't re I think they're, like, kinda cliquey, but they're kinda not, but, like, I don't
Mhm.
know, like, we grew up in, like, a Kenyan church, so I'm pretty sure if you go to, like, a super white church, they're not gonna, like, know too much about what happened. I mean, yeah, you could
Yeah.
ask around, but, like, it's
Yeah.
not again, it's not like
The
maybe in,
sad
like, the
some
law
of
field or, like, criminal
yeah.
you can't be blackballed, I guess, like, that's the better word.
So you can.
But has that's my it
The
hasn't
only thing
happened though, but, like, I feel
I
like if
can I
all
give
of
you an
these
example?
yes, but hold on, let
Okay.
me finish.
Okay.
I just feel like if these things can really happen, if there's real consequences, they would be
Yeah.
happening because all of this terrible stuff has been happening since long before we were even
Yeah.
born.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, they're still happening. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, they're still going to happen. But
Mhm.
I feel like if they were boundaries and things were like be putting a stop to it. But also
Mhm.
it goes to like people be viewing pastors as like this, like they're low-key God themselves. Like
Yeah. But then that's like the incorrect like that's the incorrect, I guess, version or like thought process that you have as a church, like you yourself.
mhm.
Like people who go into a church and look at the main pastor or like their lead pastor and like look at them as if like they're like they literally worship him more than they worship Christ at that point. Like they'll be bowing at their feet. They're like, oh my gosh. At the to the point where the pastor himself becomes more of a celebrity than what crisis and again, that goes, like, right along the side of, like, again, corruption, like or just wrong identity, and any pastor who puts himself on a platform to feel that way too is very wrong. Like, I don't think that people should it goes back to, like, idolizing, like, the Bible tells you not to idolize anyone else other than, like, him, and that's literally idolizing someone, some being, and you are making an idol of it whenever you're just, like, literally worshiping this person. I think, like, yes, you can honor your pastor just the same way, like, you honor your friends, you honor, like, I don't know, like, your professor or whatever, but it shouldn't go anywhere past just honoring and respecting them as a human being. It shouldn't go as far as, like, I don't know, people just do the most sometimes when in that situation. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I don't know, I don't think that people shouldn't any yeah, like, some of these pastors, like, they are, like, celebrity pastors. Like, I remember there I don't know if this, like, Instagram page is still out there, but it would be, like, Preachers and Sneakers is what it was called, and
Mhm.
it was, like, basically an Instagram page that, like, started to kinda, like, highlight or not really show I don't know if it's highlight or show the corruption of churches, but they literally would be just, like, posting, like, screenshots and images of, like, pastors and they would have, like, whatever luxury item that they were wearing.
Mhm. While you
Um
got people in your congregation praying to make rent and pay their light bill and put food on
Yeah.
their table, you're
Mhm.
buying Rolls Royces, you're
Yeah.
buying the entire Jordan
Mhm.
collection. That
Yeah.
goes into like,
For sure.
not a mega
And
church
that's like and
stand.
I hate that because so many of those pastors also preach on like prosperity gospel. Like if you do this, that, the third, then you'll basically like, get into heaven or you'll like do this. And they're like, or you could get like me basically. And again, which is just idolizing yourself. So it's like if you like get in a group in our church and you serve at our church and you listen and come to church every Sunday and invite your friends to church, then like sometime, some way in there, God is gonna bless you for like the good acts that you're doing. And then it just puts like that's again wrong. And then you have the other side of the spectrum, which I feel is like what we grow up with of less like you're suffering and like suffering is good and it's okay for you to suffer because God's gonna bless you in the end. Again, I think that's wrong too. I feel like there's like an just
Oh, like the glorifying
yeah,
suffering.
like the
Oh, let's
glorifying
hang that
suffering.
up,
Yeah. Like
please.
there's
Like,
those
why are you telling that lady to stay with her cheating husband? Tell
yes.
her to leave
Leave,
and take the
yes, and
kids.
take the kids, get a divorce, like, you don't need that man, girl. But,
Mm-mm.
I feel like there's, like, that side of ch like, there's those type of churches too, but, like, there is just, like, the churches that are, like, normal, that's just, like, "Yeah, come to church, this is your community, read your Bible, be a good person, like, do the things that the Bible tells you to do, like, be a good friend, just be a good person." And, like, that's all it takes, and have a good relationship with Christ, and, like, that's it, you don't need to be anyone. You don't need to have a certain amount of money. Like it's crazy. But there are people who will just corrupt the name of church in such a bad way and the name of Christ in such a bad way. And those people, God will have a talk with you. God will deal with you in whatever way that is.
Yeah, but they don't
Yeah.
care.
Mhm.
They
No,
don't.
because at the end of the day, it's like I just hate it. I hate it so much because it's like you're using the name of God to get a leg up in the world and you're hurting so many people at the sake of it too. It's so sad.
Mm.
and then it causes people to have church hurt because at the end of the day, people are gonna catch on to, like, what you're doing. It's not like people aren't dumb. Like people like well at the like after they haven't gotten the blessings that you said that they were gonna get after they do this, that, and the third. It's like then people start questioning their religion and then people don't believe in Christ. And then it's just like an unending cycle of that. And it's so sad because it's like that's not what the church should be. The church should be literally like a beacon of light in the community.
Unfortunately,
And
it's not. For some
for some, yeah.
for I would say for a lot of people too. Cause I don't know, just like I said, I feel like I've ran into like more people who just like have the same upbringing as us
Mhm.
and then are just like, I don't know, just keep the church at a distance now.
Yeah.
And I know it's makes you sad, but
I no, I the thing that makes me sad is not like I think it's the fact that like the church has gotten in between people having a relationship with Jesus in
mhm.
the way of like I guess like the bad PR that the church have got has gotten in the way of people having a relationship with Jesus, and that is so sad. Like
Mm,
it that just like it just breaks my heart. And
mm,
I just pray that I pray for every church, every bad church to like it sounds bad, but just like for God to deal with it. Like only God can deal with that. Like I I hope that more better churches rise up and be more pillars of the community and do more good and have more like solid people and teach people the way of Jesus and not the other way around. That people
mm,
can like actually go to church and feel hope.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know. That's how I feel about the church. Do you think that you would ever go back to going to church regularly?
If I found somewhere that was like, "Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
this is so good," but I haven't,
Yeah.
because every time, I don't know, I'll be trying, they say something or do something, and I'm like, "Ugh, you're just like everyone else."
Yes. Do you think the church should be perfect?
I don't think it I guess it would depend on what my idea of perfect is. And I'm not even asking for like too much either. I'm literally just asking don't judge, don't assault people,
Mhm.
don't preach struggle, love, struggle, life,
Yeah.
do right,
Mhm.
open call, no judgments. Treat it like again, like a hospital.
Yeah.
And how Jesus was. Jesus was hanging with prostitutes
Mhm.
and everybody, like, I don't know. I don't even ask for perfection, just like don't judge people, don't assault people, don't be greedy and be nice to people. But that's so hard. But I think also I don't even like when I also say the church too, I don't even mean just the pastors. I mean the
Mhm.
congregation also.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
like I don't know, unless people I don't know. If I found
Yeah.
somewhere, then yeah, but like I haven't found anywhere that I'm just like, oh, this is so good. This is like a
Yeah.
great place. I'm just like, sometimes I'll be leaving like, ooh, check cross this one off
Yeah,
the list.
yes,
Let's keep it
yes.
moving.
Do you think that you would
The
still
pursuit continues.
yeah, I was gonna ask, do you think that you're still gonna pursue finding a good church?
Yeah, but I'm not like looking really. Like I'm not like doing Google searches or
Yeah.
anything. Like
Yes.
it's if anything, like I don't know. I feel like the best churches are just like word of mouth.
Mhm,
Like if somebody is like really like this is a really good church, then I'm like
mhm.
okay.
Yeah, mhm, let me
And
check it
I
out.
guess it would depend on the person too,
Yeah, mhm.
because some people will take anything.
Yes,
Yeah, gotta
yes,
have some standards too.
yes, yes. Okay, that's so interesting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
if like, but I'm not. I don't know. I don't know if it's bad, but I'm not like pressed.
Okay,
I don't know if that's is
yeah.
that bad. You think?
I don't think so. I think you'll when you find a good church, you'll find a good church right on time. I don't
Mhm.
think that you should feel pressed about it. I don't think you should feel anything about it.
Mhm.
I think it's like you'll find a good church.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't think like don't put sometimes people put a lot of pressure into like church shopping and like finding a church, but I think when it's time, you'll find a good church.
Okay.
Yes.
That's yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not like I don't know. No.
Said I'm
I
not in
don't.
a rush.
No, I'm not. And I don't know if that's like yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's my
Mhm.
story, guys.
Okay, that's so interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I hope everyone can find a good church. I hope that the rep for better churches shows up. I also like love like what's happening now with like people our age. are like catching on to like the lies and like they're looking for like an authentic church. Like say what you want about Gen Z, but like I love the fact that they're looking at mega churches and they're like, I don't know if I want to be a part of mega church. Or they're looking,
Everyone should
yeah.
side eye a mega church like me. They're
Yes.
not right. They're not.
Yes.
I'm
And
trying to
like
tell y'all them.
yes, and like digging deep into like what kind of church you want. Like if you're really passionate about like missions and like that sort of thing, like I hope you find a church like that. Or if you're really passionate about like finding a place for your kids, like look for that. But if you're just genuinely like, I just want to be find an authentic church that's just for me, I hope you find that too. And I love that Gen Z people are like tearing down the walls of like bad churches and being like, I'm not gonna go to a church. And that's a good thing. And like
That's me.
reading, yeah, and like researching and reading about because some of these churches can turn into cults real fast. So like sit there
Mhm.
and read through their website, figure out what they're about, and I love that. Yes, yeah. But yeah, I guess we'll go into weekly reports.
Weekly reports.
Weekly reports. So for you guys, weekly reports is what we're
Reading,
reading,
eating, playing,
obsessed
obsessing
with,
over,
recommending,
and
and treating.
treating.
Yes. What's on your weekly report this week?
Oh, what am I reading? Same
hmm
thing as I was reading last week. The news. Unfortunately.
Yes.
It really is something every day. I be trying to tell y'all it's something every day. Who knows
Ye-
what it'll be tomorrow? They're trying to shut down the part of
Department of
education.
Education. That's crazy. It's so wild.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember those people that were in space?
hmm
They're still not back.
Yeah.
They were
Did
supposed to
you
come
see the
back
little
in.
video that they did?
No, I feel like I don't know if this is a little dark, but I feel like they're waiting for like someone to like for
Mm.
them to take it seriously because it doesn't seem like
Yeah.
they're taking it
Mm-mm,
seriously.
no.
Like, why would y'all send them people up
Yeah,
there? What the
and not
heck?
bring them back.
After they
Yeah.
only told them they were going for like two
Yeah, it was
weeks.
supposed to be a routine trip. Like, it's just kind of
Mhm.
like, okay, let's go up
And
there to
it's been
check
like
to see if everything's
7
okay.
months.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm right now, ironically enough, I'm reading the Bible and I'm reading Psalms 34, and there's like a verse in there that says like taste and see that the Lord is good. And I've just like loved it because I feel like I've been stepping into like my gratitude a lot more. I feel like everything's been like so sad, so hard in my life. So the best cure for that is gratitude. Yep. And
Is it
so,
working?
huh?
Is it working?
Yeah, it is. It is. Sometimes it's just like when life gets really hard, you just need to be like, well, things are good in my life. Things are good. And I feel like I've been getting a chance to like step into that gratitude. So it's been good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, eating.
Eating. I'm eating honey chipotle chicken from Chipotle. Oh my gosh,
The
it's
new chicken that's out. I'm gonna go try it.
so good. It's so
Yeah,
good.
Mahadi says it's good. So
Yes.
I've been waiting for some reviews, but the
Yeah.
streets are saying it's good. I
It's
love Chipotle.
good.
I'm a Chipotle stan, so
I love Chipotle
I was
too.
still standing beside them during that whole E. coli thing too.
Dang. You
You
said
were
I'm
too. You still back.
yeah. Yes. I love Chipotle. And that Chipotle chicken, it's so good. It's a little bit spicier than like the normal chicken that they have.
Mhm.
But this is the first like extra flavor that I like. So you know how like they always have like a featured like
Oh
thing, like
yeah,
yeah, it's
I
always terrible.
Yeah, I tried their I don't know what it was. No, they have this one steak that's pretty good. It's like kind of sweetish. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
kind it is. But I tried
Mm.
I don't know if it was like their brisket or something that they had. It was supposed to be like spicy. It was really really
Yeah.
salty. I don't know if I
I
just went
don't
on a bad
know.
day. But after that
Yeah.
I never tried any of
I
their
don't
special meats.
yeah, I tried their brisket too. I didn't like it. Anytime they have a special meat, I try it and I'm like, I regret now this just ruined my
No,
meal.
now I
I
have to go
hate
back
this.
to what I'm used to.
Yes, exactly. But yeah,
Yeah.
get it. Honey chipotle chicken. Yes.
Okay, I'm eating a salmon bowl. The
Ooh.
salmon bowl, what's her name? Emily Mariko. I feel like that's
Yeah.
her name.
Mhm.
When she made that salmon bowl on TikTok, what, 3, 4 years
Yes.
ago? I've been eating it ever since. It's so good. It's so
It's so
convenient. And it's
good.
so like good for you. Just rice, gets you some avocado. I don't be doing the seaweed and the sesame seeds, but that spicy mayo
The
concoction,
QP mayo and the
and sriracha,
yeah,
so good.
yeah.
Rice, avocado, salmon, chef's
Mhm.
kiss. So, so good.
Yes.
And it's really filling.
I love it.
Okay, playing. What are we watching or listening to?
Yes. Okay. So I've been watching Paradise and I've just like loved it so much. Oh my gosh.
I gotta
Like,
hop on that. Everyone says it's
it's so
so
good.
good.
I finally caught up and it is so good. Yeah, Sterling K. Brown. You
Chef's
deserve
kiss. And
everything.
he's from St.
Everything.
Louis?
Yes, period. I hope your pillow is cold every single night. I hope you get the freshest fruits at the grocery store, please. Like you did that show is so good and you did such a good job on it. And everyone should go watch Paradise because it is like it gives you remember the show Manifest with the plane? It
Mhm.
gives like that vibe.
Oh, okay, where they
Yeah.
came out with superpowers?
Okay, before like it got like to the superpower part, just think like Manifest like season 1, season 2, like whenever they're like, what's going on? How did this happen?
Yeah.
Da, da, da.
5
It gives
years.
like that sort of vibe. There was also like another show that was like a White House show and trying to figure out like who
Scandal?
bombed.
Oh.
No, it's like who
Oh,
bombed the White House or something like that. I don't know. It gives like that sort of vibe and it's so good. So that's what I'm playing.
okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm playing movie series. I'm trying
Mhm.
to like I don't know what I'm trying to watch right now. I'm trying to like finish all the shows that I've like started and just
Mhm.
stop watching. Like I just finished Suits after like a year and some change.
Mhm.
And I'm about to finish this show called Tell Me Lies. I don't know if I'm
Ooh,
finishing
is
it.
it
But
good?
anyways, that's not really what I'm watching. But I'm really
Yes.
watching movie series. I don't know why, but anything with 2, 3, 4 movies. So
Mhm.
what I've watched so far, I watched Twilight, Hunger
Okay.
Games, Rush Hour,
Uh-huh.
the Jason Bourne movies,
Mm.
Oceans,
Mhm.
and I think that's it. I think those are all the movies. Oh, like Cheetah Girls, High School Musical. But like
Yeah.
any good movie series, let me
Yes.
know.
Watch the John Wick ones.
The John Wick ones.
Yes, those are
Okay,
so good.
those
Alex
are
put me
good.
on. Shout out to Alex. And
Okay.
those are good. Yes. It gives what Liam Neeson, it gives Taken
Oh,
vibes.
Taken. I watched
Yes.
Taken. I
Yeah.
watched all 3 too. Yeah, and
Yes.
Taken too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watch the
Okay.
John Wicks. Yeah, they're good. Those are good.
Nice. I need a new series.
Yes, yes. Watch the John Wick
Okay.
movies.
Obsessed. What are we
What are you
obsessed
obsessed
with? I'm
with?
obsessed with Dochi.
Period.
Dochi.
Yes.
Yes, I love her. Love her down. I think it's so refreshing to see just a dark skinned Black woman
Yes.
being celebrated in all these spaces in the fashion space, like
Mhm.
Grammys, everything. And she
Yeah.
like really worked for her for what she has.
Mhm.
And it's really just the beginning.
Yeah.
Like her quitting her job, like it's crazy what can happen. Like 5
Yes.
years. No,
Yep.
she got fired.
Mhm.
She got fired and she was like, I'm just about to bet on my dreams, using her unemployment checks to make her movie or her music videos, record her music. Ah, I love it. I love it. And I can't
Yes.
wait. And she's talented. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
she's so
Can't
talented.
wait to see where she goes.
Yes, I love it. I'm obsessed with Lavelle. Oh my gosh. We went to go see his comedy show and it was amazing. He was hilarious. I loved it. 10 out of 10. Yeah,
Nice. He's good
recommend.
too. He's gonna blow
Yes.
up too. He's super
Mhm.
funny.
He's hilarious and I hope he blows up. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Recommending ClassPass.
Class pass.
Yes.
Our recommendations are the same.
Yeah.
So
Yes. ClassPass. If y'all don't have ClassPass, text us. Figure it out how to text
text
us.
us.
Yes,
It's an
because
app.
no, okay. If you refer somebody to ClassPass and they get it, you get more credits back, and sometimes they'll give you $50 to $300.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Text me.
yeah,
Come my line.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I'm recommending ClassPass. I feel like everyone's workout should be diversified,
Mhm.
and
You can do it any city too.
yeah,
So it
and
doesn't matter where you
yes,
are, just plug it in, plug
mm-hmm,
in your city. If you want
yeah,
to do I've done Pilates, boxing,
yep.
yoga. I love yoga.
Strength fitness,
Yeah,
yeah,
strength training,
mm-hmm.
spinning, if you want
They
to do
also have like
cycling.
spas on there
Yeah, you can
too.
get like manicures and stuff. But I don't know
Yeah.
how that would work walking into a nail salon.
Yeah, I
Talking
don't know.
about I
I
got
wouldn't
5
do
credits.
no, literally.
What can
But
I
they have
get?
like massages and stuff too. I've always wanted to try like
Yeah.
their extra
But again,
things that they
I wonder
offer.
how would that even work?
I don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
tried. I'll try it and let you know.
Yeah. I feel like they'll be a little difficult because
Yeah,
like the
but they
workout
also
classes,
be
you
like,
just show up.
yeah, the massage. They're like, if you want a massage, it's like 48 credits. It's taking all your credits for the
Yeah, yeah,
month.
massages ain't. You
Yeah.
don't feel good after.
Yes.
That's after you racked up all those classes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mhm.
What are you treating yourself to?
I had a Twix yesterday. I
You're
don't
so
know. To
excited
me,
about
like
it.
I'm actually, I don't know. I was just craving it, and I got.
Yeah.
To me, treats are like shoes and clothes or a
Yeah.
vacation, like
Yeah.
something that doesn't really like come often, or you just don't do too often, or
Mhm.
like you get a real good like
Yeah.
piece, like a jacket or some jeans or something.
Yes.
But like I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like live your life. Like you deserve treats every day.
Yes.
You're not. Oh, I heard someone say on TikTok, "You're not a dog. Stop rewarding yourself with food." Eat. Just eat. Eat what you want. Everything in moderation.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
What are you treating
Okay.
yourself to?
I don't know. I feel like I feel like I am the same with like the definition of treats.
Like, I don't
But
feel like you
like
should deprive yourself.
I don't deprive
Yeah.
myself either. Like I'm actually
Some people do
yeah,
though.
some
Like,
people do like
I
I
haven't had
can't
ice cream
do
in
it.
3 months.
Or like I'm not gonna eat
Why?
out until and it's like
Yeah.
if I want McDonald's, I'm gonna get McDonald's. If I
Yes.
want
Everything
Cane's,
in
I'm gonna everything is
moderation.
fine. Yeah, no. But then also like sometimes it's just like, oh, I'm gonna do something nice for myself, or like I don't know,
Mhm.
because usually like my treats honestly are things that I'm craving. Like
Yeah, or just
so yeah,
I don't
like
know, like
if I
yeah,
see
like
something, I'm like,
treats to
oh,
me are
this
just
is
like
cool.
things you just don't have often. But I don't know, maybe to some
Yeah.
people they just don't be doing that often. But yeah,
Yeah.
a real treat to me is like a vacation.
Yeah.
Give me some
Mhm.
shoes. Give
Right.
me
Yeah.
a bag.
Yes.
Like
Money is anything.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are real treats. Like
Yes. Yes.
not a candy.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
talking about the
No.
treats.
Literally. I would say like I guess the thing that I treated myself to, which was not like a treat, but it was like something that I wasn't even craving this. I just saw it in the grocery store and I was like, okay, I'll just grab this.
Yeah, like
Yes. Is Jenny's ice cream. It's like here in St. Louis. I
oh
think it's
yeah.
like somewhere else too.
Yeah,
But
people say that's like the best ice cream
okay,
ever.
I don't know if it's the best.
Oh, that's what I've heard. I don't know.
They have the best specific flavor.
Oh, what
Okay,
flavor?
their gooey butter cake is like the best. I think clementines, and I think clementines might
Oh,
be black.
clementines is good.
Yeah, clementines I think is the best like ice cream in St. Louis. Like I think that is the best.
Mm,
I feel like Jenny's comes is like a close second. Just very, very
mm,
close. But
ooh.
I treat myself to Jenny's ice cream. I saw it at Fresh Time and it was in there and I was just like, oh, I haven't had this in a while. And it's like but it's like a pint like this big, but it is like they're gooey, but it's so good. It's so smooth. It's 10 out of 10 recommend. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Hey, thank you so much for listening to another episode of
Of the
I
I
Just
just
Think
think
That
that
podcast.
podcast.
Yes, we're so happy that you decided to listen to us and find us on socials. Keep up with us on
Yes.
socials.
Follow us on TikTok.
Yes, follow us on TikTok. Yes. Well, bye y'all.
Bye.